shall survive. My people, open your eyes. Wake up. Blessed love, this is Queen Omega representing for all lions and lionesses. With the lion's voice, we come to tell our story. Ras Tafari, live it. Hey, the lion's voice, Ras Tafari.
I would say greetings, this is Kabanka Pyramid representing the Lion Voice vlog. Make sure that them check it out and stay tuned. Seeing Rastafari blessings every time.
I said. Alright, Lion Pride on Patreon, Freeway Dread checking in. He said that, well, if we have a lower the standards, then is it fair to call them Reggaefarian?
Well, that would be a more suitable type of title than if you think about it. Because remember, you know, Rastafari, only people can call it many different things same way. One call it movement, one call it a religion, one call it many different things. It comprises of a nation. What is a mission with Haile Selassie. We are fulfill the creed. We are live Haile Selassie livity. We are trying to set the example and the foundation there. We have certain ones who in the movement who influence, who we think about prophets like Marcus Garvey, we know strongly influence Rastafari movement, and it's a black liberation movement where have different people. It have just like there, it have liars, it have entertainers, it have other different things. And where I think it might seem funny where there is a Reggaefarian, but it's a real thing when you think about it, because these people are just fulfilling, they are doing reggae music on a certain level, but they're not necessarily doing Rastafari works. And I feel like we have to start dissect the two different things them and don't really look on it the way they, because so when we start looking on it the way they know, like are them supposed to become the saving grace, are them supposed to fulfill Rastafari works when they are not Rastafari warriors at that heights, or who are heights up Haile Selassie. Now it start create a sense of confusion in a sense now, you know.
The year is 1892. And the land of Ethiopia has been experiencing 4 years of terrible famine and drought. They call it the Kikuken, or the evil days. At least 1/3 of the human population and 90% of the cattle have died. The hyenas have feasted on so many carcasses that they have become overweight and barely able to move. Just when the people could take no more of the evil days, a woman named Wasiro Yeshimabet is giving birth in a place called Ergersa Gora. This is her 9th attempt to bring forth new life. Her previous 8 attempts only resulted in death. Will this child live? Thankfully, a healthy baby boy is born. His first cries are drowned by thunder and lightning flashes across the night sky. The heavens open up and torrential rain starts to fall. Ethiopia's drought is over, and the baby boy is given the name Tafari, meaning one to be feared or respected. Lich Tafari's father, Ras Makunin, is a very important man in 1892 Ethiopia. Although he is overjoyed at the birth of his newborn son, he cannot spend much time with him. Ras Makunin is the governor of Harar and must get back to the famous walled city to deal with its affairs. Furthermore, he is the foreign minister of Ethiopia, and having traveled to different places in Europe, he is very aware of the material and military advances they have made and the looming threats they pose to his country. Ras Makunin knows that the majority of Ethiopians have no idea what is coming, and that he has to work that much harder to secure the realm. Lich Tafari would grow up to become the legendary emperor, Haile Selassie I. To understand his journey, we must first understand the Ethiopia that he was inheriting and what it was like when he was born in 1892. Get your copy of Kwesi Bansu's book, Haile Selassie I, Ethiopia, Volume 1, The Rise of the Priestly Warrior Kings, and increase your knowledge about the history, politics, and culture of Ethiopia in 1892, and how it connects to the rest of African and world history at the time. Haile Selassie I, Ethiopia, Volume 1 is available for purchase at www.bookmanexpress.pub. Please visit for more information.
Alright, Lion Pride on Patreon, Freeway Dread checking in. He said that, well, if we have a lowered standards, then is it fair to call them Reggaefarian?
Well, that would be a more suitable. That would be a more suitable type of title than if you think about it. Because remember, you know, Rastafari is a Rastafari. Only people can call it many different things. Same way, one call it movement, one call it a religion, one call it many different things. It comprises of a nation. What is a mission with Haile Selassie. We are fulfill the creed. We are live Haile Selassie livity. We are trying to set the example and the foundation there. We have certain ones who in the movement who influence who we think about prophets like Marcus Garvey. We know strongly influence Rastafari movement, and it's a black liberation movement where have different people. It have just like that. It have liars. It have entertainers. It have other different things. And where I think it might seem funny where there is a Reggaefarian, but it's a real thing when you think about it, because these people are just fulfilling. They are doing reggae music on a certain level, but they're not necessarily doing Rastafari works. And I feel like we have to start dissect the two different things them and don't really look on it the way they, because so we start looking on it the way they know, like are them supposed to become the saving grace, are them supposed to fulfill Rastafari works when they are not Rastafari warriors at that heights. Or who are heights of Haile Selassie now it start create a sense of confusion in a sense now, you know.
We call them the Reggae Mansion. That's what I've been calling them, the Reggae Mansion. Because in my father's house there are many mansions, and the Reggae Mansion are ones where that is their mission. Singers and the players of instruments shall be there.
Yes,
but I do believe I wanna take it from another side, because as the guys say, I'm an entertainment attorney. I've seen behind the curtain. A lot of the artists that we think are doing well financially, when you factor in their children, when you factor in their responsibilities, when you factor in ban, when you factor in expenses, you might find out that the economic strength that they actually have in reality is not what people think. And I think that can also be a reason that they're not more active in assisting in the community, because they are themselves are treading water. I want you to talk about that side of it, because as an artist, I know that part they do, and a lot of them trying to keep up an appearance that everything Isla, but if you read the text from them baby mother, you know what I mean, you don't know.
But more than one artist till I that are really straightforward. I know make it up, because here what do I know. You see, there's a certain, and I think the ego play a role in it the same way where a lot of, as they said, there's so many factors where them don't have the financial power. But I think where they have a misunderstanding is that its finances is what is required of them, and plus but where finances is required of them, and they don't understand that the influence in itself is something we're very beneficial towards the movement, where them could play a role. But then what more than one artist said to I is that from their perspective, a lot of people seeing them involved in our movement now, most people would be expecting them to be providing finances, because people is just the nature of how people think about it. Them see a man who is popular, and then automatically them think finance and popularity is synonymous. So it's like it almost give them a sense of fear. Give them a sense of fear, so to speak, and then now they them not really act on the mission where them supposed to act. While there are others overall who just not genuinely not interested in pushing, in playing a part anyway. But because one might say, wait, but him lyrics them conscious, him supposed to play a role. But in a film brain, him just not interested none at all. So I think all of these different things play a role, and then again the expectation where we have the one them now, it almost like the expectation start create a fear factor in enough ones who are doing the music, and that fear factor now I think from both sides is where one of these them need to address this fear factor and get rid of the ego and overstand. So the mission is bigger than any one man, and then from the other end now as people to have overstand say here we are going. You see, if I know say we have the administrative power and we have the organizational power, here we are going to do the outreach to him. And come do it already, alright. I'm sure there this now. And I don't and now put an artist on the spot same way.
Yeah,
and
man.
it really affects the way how I listen to music to sometimes. And I think it's not that in itself now is a different topic. But we do Entrepreneurship Meets Live Music, which is a program. Entrepreneurship Meets Live Music, which is a program. We reach out to artists to come and help the youth them and show so them can turn the informal hustle with them have into a formal hustle. And I want to tell you, I say 300,000 Jamaican artists them until I say them want to be a part of this thing. And it's an exploitation. I mean, I tell you, I say some certain things where we never really come show nobody, but now they say that we have to really open up and show ones and ones that. So why would a man what that again now the expectation, because if these people were so interested in helping the movement and bringing the movement along, why would an artist even look at and more than one too? And it's the same ballpark and the same range of more than one artist is telling I these causes. Why am I not need 300,000 Jamaican to come and talk to some youth and bless up some youth and make we kind of build a progress going forward? It's because a lot of the ones not interested, but it's just that there's an expectation that once you're doing positive music and you align with the Rastafari movement, because it's aligning with Rastafari movement is a whole thing where it need for dissect or life sick or whatever in itself, you know, because it's a bandwagon.
The economic benefit of tapping into Rastafari. Poetic music says so does conscious lyrics plus reggae beat plus locks equal Rastafari. I want you to answer that question there.
It's a great no, and that is a brilliant question, because that is the big misconception.
Them could never conquer the mountains. Thousands of years and counting. Ethiopia rise again unto the world. Now we are announcing. Them a plan for war, we a plan for peace. And now we see them wanna go dismantle the base. When the trumpet sound and the violence cease, how we say one go build up the cities. Well, them a plan for war, we a plan for peace. And now we see them wanna go dismantle the base. Rastafari crown as the prince of peace. Him tell the youths them fi build up them countries. Well, solar energy that them a see. The whole city powered by the sun's energy. The road them make out of hemp and concrete. Neighborhoods full of fruit trees that taste sweet. The youths put down them guns, them harvest and a reap. The beautiful gardens will line every street. Tired of the bloodshed, them done with the beef. Not even animals for dead, them burn out the meat. Where people say Haile Selassie, I see Nile. When they see say him a treat the dirt like a child. Peace on earth from the banks of the Nile. That's why we giving thanks in style. See say Babylon a weapon, them a stockpile. Babylon a wicked, kill them brother and smile. Lion, Babylon a reptile. Them a plant fish, shed blood, we got plans for the soil.